I'm Joe Chile. You can listen to me mornings on the Big Weck. Joining us on the Big Weck Buffalo on the Rise is Brandon Barron from Reimer Home Services. Nice to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Joe.
You know, I see the trucks around all the time with the horn on them, and I still honk. Tell the guys, you know, I try to wave when I honk.
I'll let them know if they hear it. Hopefully it's you and...
Yeah, it's not in a traffic jam or anything
exactly.
like that. 100 years.
Yes.
100 years have been in the market. That's an amazing amount of time. I can't think of many things in Buffalo that have been around for 100 years.
Yeah, I think we're one of the oldest home service companies in Buffalo. Over 100 years of service. Started off with just a handful of folks, and you know we have over 120 employees in Buffalo now. It's something that we're really proud of, and we've had the pleasure of serving the Western New York community. We've since expanded into Rochester and Albany in the latter part of 2023, and we're excited to bring those same level of service to those communities as well.
Tell me, in the 100 years, how have things changed? You know, we talked about heating and cooling, and maybe there's different things, electrical things that you do, air conditioning. So how are some of those things changed in that time?
Yeah, so we started off as a heating and cooling company. We've expanded into plumbing, full plumbing services, so not just faucet repair, toilet repair, but mainline excavation. So roots getting into sewer lines is a big problem here in Western New York. We have a team that's really trained really well. They do phenomenal work in that area. And recently, this past fall, we expanded into the electrical business. So we can really cover everything in a customer's home. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
You know, I understand that not only, and I guess that's part of being in Western New York, not only having a business, but being embedded in the community. And you do a lot of stuff for the community as well, right?
Yeah, it's something that's really important to us. We want to show up for our customers every single day, but showing up for the moments and the events that matter to them as well is really important to us. So we'll be out at Ice Cycle for raising funds for Roswell Park first week of March. We'll be at the Buffalo Marathon Memorial Day weekend. We sponsor everything Buffalo, or everything Rhino at the Buffalo Zoo. So that's great if you're out there with your families in the spring or summer. You'll see some of our trucks and some of our signage around. And then in the fall, something that's near and dear to our hearts, we're the presenting sponsor for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. It impacts too many of us here in Western New York, and we're happy to do whatever we can to help fight it.
And I think you guys are involved with Ride for Roswell as well, because I always think of it as Reimer for Roswell.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that we're getting into. More recently this year, that's a new partnership. But again, we just want to show up for those community events that make a difference to the people of Western New York.
Reimer to the rescue, all right?
Yes.
And if any of us have had problems with plumbing, with whatever in our house, first hot day, go to turn on the air conditioning, nothing. You know what I mean? It's happened to all of us one time or another. So Reimer to the rescue, great tagline, and I see the trucks all around with the horn on them. Give us a little background on all of this here.
Yeah, so Reimer to the rescue. These taglines, 100-year-old brand. As we were thinking about expanding into Rochester and Albany, we wanted to refresh it. The brand's changed. We now have the Reimer mascot, or the Rhino mascot. We have these taglines. We're often showing up to a customer's home on their worst day. So Reimer to the rescue naturally flowed, and get Reimer on the horn. I'm in the grocery stores walking around. I'll have my uniform on, and someone will say, "Get Reimer on the horn." It feels like a Go Bills moment there, and smile and give a thumbs up back. But the brand is refreshed. The trucks may look different, but the quality of service and how we're showing up for our customers has stayed consistent. So I'm glad you're seeing the trucks on the road. You're seeing the billboards and everything.
Yeah, and now the other thing that we're thinking about is we're in a transition. I mean, this winter to me hasn't really seemed like winter. Couple of weeks, we got snow, but aside from that, 50 degrees and the 40s, whatever. Now, what should people be thinking about? We've got to be kind of proactive about some of this stuff, right? I mean, I'm sure that you get calls in the middle of the night, but it's better to get a phone call and say, "Hey, look, guess what? I just checked my air conditioning unit, and I don't think it's going to be ready for the season." What things should people be looking at this time of the year?
Yeah, so I mean, first off, call us 24/7. We have no emergency fees. What we charge on a Monday midday is the same as what we'll charge on a Saturday or on the holidays as well. But But really being proactive, oftentimes the equipment in your home, it goes on its terms or yours. And when it goes on its terms, it's often going to be the holiday, the weekend you have family in from out of town, something that's really inconvenient for you. So we always recommend getting one of our technicians or one of our plumbers out to your home to just do a whole home safety inspection. Make sure everything is running as it should be. And a lot of people don't realize, especially for your HVAC system, it's a lot like your car. Taking it in for annual maintenance, your tire rotation, your oil change, you should do the same with your boiler, your furnace, your AC unit. So give us a call. We can come out, do a super tune-up, and make sure everything's running right.
I was going to ask you about the super tune-up, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
And some of these things, being proactive can save you money too, right?
It can, yeah. So for our members, we have discounts for proactive repairs. It's often not what we want to spend our money on, but the home is the largest asset for a lot of Western New Yorkers out there, and we recognize that. And so many people have so much pride in their home and where they live. It's important to us that we help them maintain it and take care of it. So again, get the furnace checked up, get your boiler checked up, have your AC checked, hot water tank flush. It can save you a lot of money down the road.
All right, Brandon Biron, the president of Reimer Home Services. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Reimer by calling 716-899-HORN or go to callreimer.com. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment provided by the following.